Welcome to our C# tutorial series. Today, we are going to explore an essential concept in C#, which is the looping statements. Before we dive into coding, let's understand the need for loops. In programming, the loops allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times, making our program more efficient and concise. Okay, one of the most commonly used loops in C# is the for loop. It allows us to execute a block of code a specific number of times. In the for loop, we initialize a counter variable, specify the loop condition, and define how the counter variable is incremented or decremented after each iteration. Here's an example to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 10 using a for loop. In this code, the loop iterates from 1 to 10, adding each number to the sum variable. In addition to the for loop, C# provides the while and do-while loops, which allow us to execute a block of code based on a condition. Let's see the syntax of a while loop. The while loop continues executing the code block as long as the condition remains true. Here's an example that counts down from 10 using a while loop. This code will display the numbers from 10 to 1. Now, let's explore the do-while loop, which is similar to the while loop, but guarantees at least one execution of the code block. Here's an example that prompts the user for input using a do-while loop. In this code, the program prompts the user for their name repeatedly until a non-empty input is provided. The foreach loop in C# is used to iterate over the elements in a collection. It provides a convenient way to iterate without having to manually manage an index or iterate a variable. Here's an example code snippet that demonstrates the usage of the foreach loop. In this code, we have an array called names that contains a list of names. The foreach loop iterates over each element in the names array, assigning each element to the variable name. Within each iteration, we can perform operations using the name variable. In this case, we simply print out each name using the console writeLine method. The foreach loop automatically handles the iteration process, making it easier and cleaner to work with collections or arrays without the need to explicitly manage indices or iterators. Great! Now that we have covered the for, while, and do-while loops, let's recap what we have learned about looping statements in C#. The looping statements are crucial in programming as they allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times. The for loop is ideal when we know the number of iterations in advance. It consists of a initialization, condition, and an increment or decrement statements. The while loop is useful when we want to execute a block of code as long as a certain condition remains true. It checks the condition before each iteration. The do-while loop is similar to the while loop, but it guarantees the execution of the code block at least once since the condition is evaluated after the first iteration. That is all for this video. Now you understand the concept of looping statements in C#. Experiment with the different loop structures and use them to make your code more efficient and effective. Thank you for watching. If you want to test your C# skills and prepare for coding interviews, visit our website codeprepping.com. We offer a wide range of free C# tests as well as interview questions with detailed answers.